Ah, Hey guys, welcome back to the live broadcast. We are starting the live show right now. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Make sure that you follow, make sure that you share. Um, how is it going? How's been your day? Where are you watching us from? Tell us where you're watching us from in the comments. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about Adobe. Okay, we're going to be talking about Adobe. Is it Adobe or Adobe? So Adobe is the company that we're going to be talking about today, and there are some interesting news on Adobe uh, over the past couple of days. Some news about getting sued, some infringements of sorts, but that's not what we're going to be talking today. We're just going to be talking about their business model, their stock performance, how they're trying to improve their product. I understand that Adobe is another player in the AI era. So we got a bunch of stuff that we're going to talk about. So please feel free um, to stay in the live broadcast and chit chat as well. So let's go. As you know, this is always what our flow chart looks like. We're going to have our company profile, company analysis, technical analysis, and summary. Okay. So without further ado, let's come in. And also, guys, do not forget to text us, scan the QR code, text us on WhatsApp, reach out to us, and let's become friends. Let's talk about these companies and also many other things. Let's be friends, okay? And also, apart from following us on WhatsApp, you can also follow us here. Follow this channel, okay? So let's move forward and let's see company profile. Adobe's, yeah. So let me just allow me to move my screen down here. So there we go. Another company from Delaware. Adobe is listed on the NASDAQ. And so if you want to go check them out, their financials, you got to go on and type ADBE. Okay, that's how they're listed on the NASDAQ, ADBE. Okay, let's get a brief introduction of what Adobe is about. Okay, so it's a company registered in the 1980s, October 1983, originally called Adobe. Okay, and it was registered in Delaware in May 1997. Okay, so they began in California in 1983, and then they re-registered in Delaware in 1987. So it's a very mature company. It's a company with a long spanning history. This company is one of the largest and most diversified software companies in the world. The company offers a range of products and services for who? Creative professionals. Also, if you're a marketer, then probably you've used Adobe. Knowledge workers have used Adobe. Obviously, students have used some Adobe products and services. Application developers, businesses, and consumers to create, to manage, deliver, measure, optimize, participate in, and process compelling content and experiences on personal computers, devices, and media. Yeah, but I always have that. Sometimes when I'm trying to do something, you always get that pop up where your computer will restrict you from doing something, and it says that you haven't installed an Adobe plugin. I'm sure we all know, we've all heard about Adobe. So Adobe, they're Nasdaq. They are listed on the Nasdaq Stock Exchange as ABDE. Okay, is a creative software company with a diverse customer base for businesses and small and medium-sized enterprises. So they are across the board. Uh, Management has stated that Adobe Firefly AI models have generated over 9 billion images in the past year. So that's one of their product, that their AI. Actually, this is it's being, there's a controversy about this, their AI model currently. In addition, Adobe has integrated Firefly into its basic products, including flagship products such as Photoshop. Okay, so they are the creators of Photoshop, Illustrator, Lightroom, and Premiere. I'm sure we've all used Photoshop at one point in time to change the image. Photoshop is very, very common. Illustrator, Lightroom, and Premiere, I'm sure some of you guys know, but Photoshop definitely a term that is common to and with a lot of people. So therefore, it is expected that it will expand Adobe's appeal to different customer groups. Okay, now incorporate AI. Okay, into their flagship products. They integrate Firefly, which is their AI, in their flagship products. Okay, so obviously Photoshop now has AI, Illustrator, Lightroom, Premiere, all have been integrated with the Firefly artificial intelligence. So it is, so that it is okay. It's just to expand the appeal of the product, the company's products, because most of these technology companies have now moved into AI. Remember, guys, we are in the AI era. Okay, we are in the AI era. You're going to see AI blending, AI being part of our everyday life. Okay, so we're now in the AI era. So it's natural for companies to, especially technology companies, to merge their existing products or to integrate their existing products with AI, especially for the reason that they're in technology. Okay, uh, to appeal, obviously, it's to appeal to different customer groups, including creators. Okay, creators, disseminators, and businesses. Okay, so in addition, the company's Acrobat AI assistant launched on Adobe's Document Cloud is expected to improve document productivity. So that's just a little profile about Adobe, when they started, when they were registered, when they re-registered, to who are their target audience. They work with a wide range, if not everybody, uh, of customers, and also their AI, how they're integrating their AI in their existing products to be more appealing. That is how, that's called innovation, right? Business innovation. So let's go and look on to the next one and see how it's going to be like. Company analysis. So there you go. So Adobe business products, digital media, ARR is enormous. So we've got the red one is the digital media ARR, and the blue one is document cloud ARR. Okay. So you can see, obviously, digital media is scoring those large numbers as compared to Document Cloud ARR. So it means that the company is a stronger player in the digital media. Okay, their digital media products are the most popular as compared, especially in usage, as compared to Document Cloud ARR. But there's an expectation that, obviously, and these are figures from way back in June of 2023. to May of 2024. So you can see that there's been an increase over the last year. Obviously, you can see the figures are going up all the way from 14 digital media ARR in June of 2023. It was at 14,139, and today, as of last month, it's at 16,251. We can also say the same. There's been a slight increase in also the document cloud ARR. So you can see there has been exponential growth, especially steady exponential growth for the digital media ARR. Okay, so given the enormous scale of Adobe's digital media, okay, give me a second here. So you can also follow us, guys, and stay in the live stream. Yesterday, I had a few people come through and watch my live. I was so happy. I was so happy that I had a few people come in, okay? So there we go. It is expected that the market will continue to focus on Adobe's creative product suite, okay? Creative product suite. In addition, Adobe's digital media division is estimated to account for nearly 80% of Adobe's classified valuation on the stock exchange, okay? So what's really powering them, what's really making them relevant is their digital media division, okay? So this is what contributes mostly to their stock structure or their market value on the stock exchange. And it contributes like what, 80%, okay? So that is really big. Now let's move on. Allow me to just move my camera so that we can see all the words there. So now let's see another one here. Don't forget to text us or scan the QR code and follow us on WhatsApp. Okay, business production, application, and research and development innovation of AI models. So in a statement, Adobe said it had expanded customer access to third-party AI models. Okay, third-party, these are other AI models which probably are not Adobe's, but they just expanded so that customers have a wide range of AI models to use. So Adobe stated that it has expanded customer access to third-party AI models to provide customers with more comprehensive tools. Okay, so this could be maybe Adobe working with ChatGPT or Adobe working with another AI company. Okay, therefore Adobe is increasingly positioning itself as an aggregator of AI models while providing access to its proprietary models. It showcases the versatility of Adobe's market-leading platform, which can attract strategic partnerships from partners who are passionate about leveraging Adobe's highly respected creative customer base. Adobe has proven its ability to continue improving its value proposition to customers by focusing on providing personalized experience on a larger scale. It should make investors believe that Adobe has the ability to resist potential disruptive attempts by AI startups. So they obviously identified who they want to work with, AI partners who will leverage their business, who will make their business more marketable to their core of customers, and who will also make it a lot easier for those customers to have a good experience with the products, especially when that product has got to use AI. So that's all it is. So Adobe's short-term and long-term prospects are expected to benefit from its strong efforts to provide breakthrough innovation in its product portfolio using generative artificial intelligence. So everybody in tech is now using artificial intelligence. That that is where it's going. Excuse me. That is where life is going. That is where all of this is going. Artificial intelligence, ladies and gentlemen, we're officially in the era of artificial intelligence. That's why you also see that most of the content that we produce here are mostly tech companies, and most of the times it's content we produce has got to do with AI because everybody in tech is moving into AI. Okay. So if you are in tech, please move into AI as quickly as possible. And it also is an indicator or also an opportunity for people to just start to just have general knowledge about AI. I know sometimes when people hear about AI, they're just like artificial intelligence. That's fine, you should know it's artificial intelligence. But what does it do? How is artificial intelligence involved in your day-to-day life? So it's also an opportunity to begin to have conversations on a lower level about AI, okay? Because AI is going to be a part of our everyday existence and life. We're gonna start seeing it in our household products. In a way, AI is going to start to just getting integrated into our daily livelihood. So it's a good opportunity. So that's why you see most of these companies want to deal with AI. Okay, so Adobe's short-term and long-term prospects are expected to benefit from its strong efforts to provide breakthrough innovation in its product portfolio using generative artificial intelligence. Company has been actively integrating Firefly. This is their AI. AI is called Firefly into its cloud flagship applications and Adobe Express to provide a more powerful customer experience. Okay, cloud storage. And efforts were made to integrate the functions of Acrobat, Adobe Acrobat's artificial intelligence assistant into PDF files, which in short term promoted the application of the product. Okay, we've got somebody who's watching. How's it going? Okay, make sure if you're watching, if it's your first time here, you can scan the QR code, reach us on WhatsApp, and hit the follow button and follow us as well. We're talking about Adobe. We're glad to have you here. Okay, so let's just move on as well. So they're incorporating AI. They're into tech. They want to make their products more relatable to people to love, people to say, "Oh, the AI. This is how AI is making life easier for me when I'm using Adobe products." So it's called Firefly. It is worth noting that Adobe has also launched the Firefly Image 2 model, Firefly Vector model, and Firefly Design model, marking a significant advancement in its creative generative artificial intelligence model series. Okay, so obviously these are models, these are the AI, and they're using this together with the products, especially for people who really use Adobe, like Photoshop, for example. Okay, so there you go. Let's see what's next. Adobe. Let's move on to the next slide. So there's a lot of news about Adobe getting sued. Okay, but we're not here to talk about that. Okay, there's lots of news on Adobe recently, so go check it out on your own. Okay, let's go. Let's move on. Allow me to move my camera So profitability grade and some metrics right there. Okay, so there you see sector relative grading, Adobe, okay, sector median, percentage difference to sector, Adobe's 5-year average, and percentage difference to 5-year average, okay? So we have now our gross profit margin, it scored an A plus. It's called like a little A plus there, which is a profitability grade. Okay, so how many A pluses do they have? Okay, remember this is all Adobe. Okay, so they have profitability grade in how many? In obvious they have it in gross profit margin. They have it in ABIT margin. They have it in ABITDA margin, net income margin, levered FCF margin, return common equity. They also have an A plus, return on capital an A plus, and they also have cash from operations another A plus, A plus. So there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so it's in 11 categories they scored A plus, and then the only categories probably they didn't get A plus are capex, sales, and also asset turnover ratio. Okay, but in all the other ones, okay, they scored pretty high. Okay, they achieved that profitability grade. So that's why our heading is what possessing industry leading profitability levels. So it's shown Adobe has an industry leading profitability level. Okay, so they are a profitable organization, highlighting its highly robust business model. Adobe's platform moat may be strengthened by the turbulence experienced by AI startups hoping to undermine Adobe's creative leadership positioning. So there's a lot of competition with AI. Okay, there's a lot of competition in AI right now. Everybody's jumping into AI. So obviously, mature companies and mature players like Adobe, they always want to maintain that edge. They always want to retain their customers. They also want to have new customers come on Adobe's side because obviously they do have competition from startups. But it appears from this profitability grade that they seem to be doing well. They seem to be doing well. So this is something for them to really smile about. You can also look at those underlying metrics and all those percentages. Um, yeah, I'm sure you can see it for yourselves that it's they've really been doing well, and you can also check out their 5-year averages there, the percentages and the percentage difference. They have been doing pretty well. Okay, they have been doing pretty well. Okay, so let's move on. Let's see where we are going now. So this is a continuation of the previous page. Okay, there you go there. So we have valuation, we have growth, we have profitability, momentum revisions. Okay, and we have been tracking this from 6 months ago, 3 months ago, and currently now to really. So this is a good picture to show you how those metrics on the other side, like variation, growth, profitability, momentum, and revisions, how they are developing, how they are growing month by month periodically. Okay, so you can see for valuation now they have a score of D. 3 months ago it was D. 6 months ago it was D. So they've maintained their valuation from it's been at the same growth. However, it's gone. 6 months ago was at a B. It improved 3 months ago to a B plus, but then it came down to C plus, but it's still a plus, okay? But compared to the other 3 months ago, 6 months ago, I think they've gone down a bit. Profitability has been the same. A plus from 6 months, 3 months ago to now. Momentum had taken a bit of a hit, but revisions have improved to a positive B. Okay, so profitability definitely is one of those metrics where they're doing proper, they're doing very well. So the valuation level, so that is the evaluation level of ABD. ADBE is D, which means that its valuation still has growth potential, right? We would want it to get to maybe an A plus, just like profitability. So there's growth potential, and it's also a good indicator because they've maintained being in the D. So maybe the next 3 months they might go D plus, or next 6 months they might go D plus to a C or a C plus. It takes time. Okay, compared to its peers in the technology industry. So this is a lot better compared to their peers or competition in the technology industry. However, Adobe's forward-looking adjusted PEG ratio is 1.68, which is more than 15% lower than the industry median, okay? So let's go. So they are what? They are better. They are above the 15% lower than the industry median, okay? Let's get it. Let's go. So they might improve on all these metrics, but the most important is the valuation, which is good compared to their peers as well. They've been pretty much positive, I think. Let's go. Let's see who's next. There you go. So we have a picture here, a graphic. You can see we've got some on one side on the vertical axis. The other one you have 2520, and on the opposite side it's been converted to percentages, and then on the horizontal axis those are the years. Okay, 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023. And what are the metrics that we have here? We have digital media in the very, very dark blue, digital experience, publishing, and advertising are a faint little gray there. So this is from 2023, just a brief financial overview. So you can see 2019, that's the overview there. It's been pretty much incremental since 2019, moving from as low as 10% to 23, it reached 20%. Okay, so in a span of 4 years, they moved up 10%, which is good growth. Okay, you got someone else watching, please make sure that you follow. Okay, if it's your first time here, follow the channel, and also do not forget to scan our WhatsApp and send us a message on WhatsApp. You can also use the chat box, guys. Tell us where you're watching from, and etc. Okay, so excellent financial, and we're talking about Adobe if you're just joining us right now. Okay, excellent financial data. So this is just basic financial data, financial overview of 2023. Their main business, of course, includes what? Digital media, digital experience, and publishing and advertising. That's their main business. That is what is being represented on these graphs. Overall, the company's total revenue has maintained stable growth since its cloud transformation. So in 2023, the company revenue was approximately, the money that they got in 2023 was 19.4 billion US dollars, a year-on-year increase of 10.2%. Okay, so it's been increasing by 10.2% ever since 2019. Okay, the CAGR from 2019 to 2023 was 14.8%. In terms of segmentation, the company's main business is advancing simultaneously. Okay, segmentation, it just means the sectors. Just means, so segmentation just means digital media is a segment, digital experience is a segment. So they've been growing exponentially, really. Okay, they've actually maintained the same, almost the same kind of structure. You can see in 2019, obviously, digital marketing has the greater portion, while and followed by digital experience, and then publishing and advertising, just having a small step. And it's been consistent for the last 6 years, okay, because 5 years. Okay, so it's happening simultaneously. Okay, digital media's revenue. So 2023, which is here, the digital media revenue was 14.2 billion US dollars, accounting for 73.2% of the total revenue. So you can see on the last graph, on the last bar, this is what we're talking about. In the last bar, the revenue that digital media, you can see that digital media on the last bar is it constitutes some close to 15%. But when you convert that now in accounting dollars, in US dollars, it's 73%, because you can really see that it's taking a lot. And then maybe digital experience is just maybe a 5%, and then publishing and advertising might just be a percentage. But what we're just trying to say is that digital media is their cash cow. This is where they get most of their revenue from, which is 73.2% of their total income. Among them, Creative Cloud revenue was what? Creative Cloud revenue was 11.5 billion US dollars, accounting for 81% of. So we're now breaking down digital media, okay, because their digital media empire is big. So which part of digital media made them a lot of money? So it's Creative Cloud. Creative Clouding is what made them 11.5 billion US dollars, accounting for what? 81% of digital media revenue. So there's digital media brings in a lot of revenue. Then inside digital media, which part of digital media constitutes to the entire overall revenue of digital media? It is what? Creative Cloud Computing. And Document Cloud revenue was 2.7 billion US dollars, accounting for 19% of digital media revenue. So the large chunk is from Creative Cloud, and the smallest chunk is from what? Document Cloud revenue. Okay, so that is just a small synopsis of their little digital media, Creative Cloud, and what? And your Document Cloud. Put that together, and it will bring what? It will bring you $14.2 billion. Okay. So digital experience revenue in 2023 was approximately. So digital experience is the gray one. So in 2023, it was approximately 4.9 billion, a year-on-year increase of 10.7%, accounting for 25.2% of total revenue. So all these figures are self-explanatory. So this is just a breakdown in terms of percentages, and also in terms of which sector is bringing in how much. Okay, So let's move on. So let's go right now. Make sure that you follow, make sure that you share, make sure that you stay inside the live room. So let's go there. Allow me to adjust my, let me bring it down here. Make sure that you followed. Okay, we need your, okay, let's go there. Now, company analysis, okay? This is some financial data. This is some financial data. Let's go watch it. Okay, some financial data. Excellent financial data, though. There you go. So it goes back to what we were talking about on the previous page. It's still financial data, and this too is financial data. Okay, so let's go right now. The financial data report for the second quarter of 2024 exceeded expectations. Okay, it's exceeded expectations, and the stock price surged after hours. So Adobe has released its second quarter financial report. Okay, they've already released it. And according to this data, Adobe's revenue in the second quarter was $5.31 billion, exceeding the $5.292 billion widely predicted by Wall Street analysts. So they went, the Wall Street analyst, in this business, analysts will predict that your revenue will reach this amount or may not reach this amount. But actually, analysts were not wrong. It's just that Adobe exceeded what analysts had predicted. These are professionals, Wall Street analysts. The adjusted quarterly earnings per share. Okay, this just means the money, the profits that they made per share. Okay, were $4.48, exceeding the widely predicted $4.39 per share. Okay, the data shows that Adobe's revenue and profits have exceeded analyst expectations for 6 consecutive quarters. So you can see all those are the quarters down there. And each and every time they've exceeded, okay, what analysts predict and say, okay, Adobe, your quarterly earnings are going to be this. For the past 6 quarters, Adobe has managed to surpass what analysts have said. So they're definitely doing something right with their business model. Okay. So let's move on. By business division, Adobe subscription revenue for the quarter was 5.06 billion compared to 4.52 billion in the same period last year, which is another improvement. The revenue of the product business was 100 million US dollars compared to 130 million US dollars in the same period last year. The revenue from services and other businesses was 115 million compared to 170 million in the same period last year. So they basically, okay, so services did go down, but revenue product business, 100 million. Okay, so there are in some aspects, they kind of dipped, and there in some aspects, in some sectors, in some business divisions, that they kind of exceeded. That is the nature of business, okay? But that is why you should have a diversified sector, diversified portfolio, a business portfolio like they do. They know one area will outperform and kind of make up for what the other sectors have not in other sectors that have not performed well. So you can see there as well. We do have those are figures. Those are the billions. Those numbers are the billions. And obviously, these are what first quarter of 2022 right through uh, to to quarter two. Okay, second quarter of 2022 up to what? Up to second quarter of 2024. And so that is what. And you can see how it has improved and how it has gone up. Okay, so let's go to their financials. Their excellent financial data. Okay, the company expects a revenue of 5.33 billion US dollars uh, to 5.38. That's the range of the revenue that they're expecting in the third quarter. Okay, which analysts expecting 5.4 billion US dollars. So they expect between 5.33 to 5.38. They as the company, but analysts say they might go 5.4 billion US dollars. So this is a further improvement from the previous one. And also the other thing is the company has also raised its annual performance guidelines with an expected revenue of 21.4 billion to 21.5 billion compared to previous estimates of 21.3 and 21.5 billion dollars. So these are just estimates of the coming or expectations or predictions of the next coming quarter. Okay. This is what companies do: financial predictions, financial reports, and this is what we do as well. If you follow that, what's up? Okay, so this is something that has come out recently. Adobe getting sued. It's all over the internet. You can go, and they're being sued by the state, I think. Uh, so risk warning, this is just Adobe sued by FTC, okay, for insufficient disclosure of renewal package early termination fees. So on June 18th, the Federal Trade Commission took action against software manufacturer Adobe and its two executives for concealing early termination fees for their subscription plans, deceiving consumers, and making it difficult for them to cancel their subscriptions. So currently, the FTC has filed a lawsuit in the United States Federal Court. Adobe's legal counsel stated that the company will refute the Federal Trade Commission's claims in the court. So there's something that's going to be happening in the courts. The Federal Trade Commission has an allegation against Adobe. Adobe is saying that these accusations are false, and it's going to go to the United States Federal Court. Okay. So it's all based on they deceived consumers about early termination fees. So when you want to terminate something, maybe you guys can go and read about. So like I'll give an example of if you want to terminate. Maybe you bought a ticket and you want to terminate it. Okay, a train ticket or a flight ticket, and you want to terminate. There's always a fee, right? There's always a fee that's attached to the time you want to terminate. So maybe if you buy a plane ticket and after 1 hour you say, "Oh, I have to terminate it. I'm not gonna go because of certain reasons." There is a what? There is a certain amount of money that you pay. Okay, but maybe if you want to terminate it 5 or 6 hours later from the time you bought it, obviously, probably the fee that you're going to pay cannot be the same as the fee that you pay in an hour. So that's just termination fees. So here they're talking about early termination fees, okay? For early termination, probably Adobe had said for early termination, probably there's no termination fees or something like that. So it's going to go to the courts. I just had to expound on that so you guys get a clearer picture of what termination or cancellation, right? Cancellation or termination, cancellation fees, okay? So complaint charges that the maker of Photoshop and Acrobat deceives consumers about early termination fees, inhibited cancellation. So people couldn't cancel, okay? So that is what this fracas is all about. So it's going to play out in the courts. And naturally, when this happens, the stock market responds, okay? Uh, the stock valuation responds. So risk warning, as a leading enterprise in the creative and multimedia software industry, Adobe has numerous well-known brands: Photoshop, Illustrator, Premiere Pro, etc. And in recent years, Adobe has gradually shifted its business focus to the subscription model, paying, right, for some of these services or paying to get a better package. This is what most of these companies do. They are obviously free versions of any software or any product usually are limited. But then if you subscribe, if you pay a certain amount of money, obviously the product will unlock many other features for you, okay? So a subscription model, this is how these companies and these services now make money, where users are required to pay monthly or annual fees to use its software. However, this shift has sparked widespread consumer satisfaction, okay? So people just want to use it for free. According to reports, if users choose to unsubscribe within the first year after subscribing, they will have to pay an additional fee of up to several $100s. So this is where the fracas is all about. What is even more unsatisfactory or unpleasing is that Adobe did not fully disclose this policy during the promotion process and set many obstacles that made it difficult for consumers to unsubscribe. So they kind of like deceived the people. This is what the people are saying. They deceived people who wanted to unsubscribe. So to unsubscribe, people have to pay hundreds of dollars, 700 of dollars, okay? And their marketing campaign wasn't really informative. These behaviors seriously violate consumers' right to information and choice, causing strong dissatisfaction among consumers. So they are now in this legal battle. Let's see how it will play. It obviously has affected them in some way, shape, or form. So good luck to Adobe. So let's go there on a tech analysis. So you can see over there, we got our two plots up there. You can see we got our two plots, two straight lines, red lines there, one with a valuation of 604, which they kind of managed to get. There is a point in this structure where it's managed to surpass the $600 mark. Okay, so let's go from the overall structure perspective. The current stroke price is forming a platform from the long-term moving average. You see, a platform from long-term moving average with the low point supported by the diagonal gradual rising. So the lowest point is there at 328.98 there. That's the low point where you have that diagonal line going up, a diagonal gradual rising. There is a possibility of further increase when the stock price breaks above the platform, which is around 563. So there is a possibility that the price might go up. The stock price might increase. It has done so previously, though. So there is nothing to worry about that. Let me move this, okay? Let me move this. Let me move this, yo. Let me move this. So there we go as well. Let's move on. So So there you go. It's the short-term buying point. Can wait for the stock price to fall above the small platform and then consider buying at the diagonal support level. The price is approximately at 470 to 488 US dollars. So that is the current price. Okay. So you have to wait for the stock price to fall, and that is a window or an opportunity for you to what to buy in that small window that we have. But damn, man, 400 for a stock, that's a bit. Like I don't have a lot of money to buy stocks. Yeah. But maybe for some people, 400. If you're really, really wealthy, then 400, $500 for a stock is not a lot of money, right? It's not a lot of money. So analyst forecast. So this is what 28 analysts are saying. The average rating for Adobe stock is buy, and their 12-month stock price forecast is $599, which is an increase of 30.58% from the latest price. So this people are told by analysts that buy. You have that strong buy indicator. Some analysts are just saying buy. Strong buy has around um, over just slightly over 5. Buy has got 10. And also hold stock just means do not buy or sell, just hold on to the stock. And then sell has recorded the least. So you're not going to have a lot of people selling, you're going to have a lot of people buying. Okay. uh, so these people are going to be what? Okay, so this evidence supports buying. Okay, so someone will come if you have stock, then definitely you want to sell you want to sell your Adobe stocks. Then you can sell. Okay, because there is no strong support for selling, but there is strong support for buying. Okay, and strong buy as well. Wells Fargo Bank raised Adobe's target price to $675 from $675 to $700 and maintained an overweight rating. JP Morgan, so these are the analysts, Chase has raised Adobe's rating from neutral to overweight. Okay, means that it's ripe, with the target price raised from 570 to $580. CITI Group has also raised the company's target price from 529 to 550. CITI Group pointed out in its report that Adobe's second quarter performance may be the strongest in the software industry during that quarter, with the company's performance continuing to be driven by Document Cloud, but its Creative Cloud performance remains sluggish. Again, they got to improve on their Creative Cloud. So they're getting most of their revenue and performance and their stock valuation from Document Cloud. CITI Group expects Adobe stock price to continue to have good upward momentum and begin to recover from a year to date losing streak. However, CITI also pointed out that quarterly performance will not change the bank's expectations of Adobe as the momentum of Creative Cloud remains lukewarm. So lukewarm, sluggish, Creative Cloud in the rapidly developing competitive landscape. So the landscape is big and competitive. I'm sure there are other players whose Creative Cloud is outperforming Adobe's. Okay, but Adobe seems to be there more stronger when it comes to Document Cloud. Okay, the bank maintains a neutral rating for Adobe. Okay. It's all about momentum, baby. Follow. Make sure you follow. So let's see. Oh, these are just analysis from a lot of other people: Wells Fargo Bank, JP Morgan, CITI Brook. Okay, so these are the analysts that have given that rating that the price will get to a 599, and they consensusly have said people should buy. Okay, so these are brokers, these are people that are financial analysts that will help you with your financial decisions. You can also scan or text us on WhatsApp. We can also help you with forecasting some of this data and stuff like that. We just report on what's really going on with some of these guys. So yep, so let's talk about our summary. It's good to see what's going on in our summary. What our summary before we go. Okay, let me move my, oops. Let's go. Let me bring it up here. Okay, there we go. So they have, obviously they have industry leading profitability levels. If you guys still remember, they had a plus rating in their profitability. We do have a chart way back here where they scored better in profitability compared to anywhere else. So we're summarizing based off of this page you hear here. You see here their profitability is A plus, and the other metrics, they're still positive, they're still good, but profitability, they take the crown for that. So we're now just summarizing. So profitability, industry leading, profitability levels, application and research and development, innovation of AI models. They must have about 3 or 4 AI models, and they're working with other third-party AI players as well. Financial data exceeds expectations. We did see that their financial data, it did surpass what analysts had predicted. So they are in the uh, good situation. Risk warning: Adobe has been sued. So whatever will happen in these legal proceedings might also affect what happens on the stock price, on the stock market. So that is also a bit risky. So we're yet to see when the court proceedings begin, but that usually can have or has the potential to affect how their stocks perform. Okay. FTC for insufficient disclosure of renewal package, early termination fees. Multiple institutions have raised their target price with a maximum of 700 and an average of 599. This is just basically our summary right here. And that brings us to the end of our wonderful live broadcast. Any questions, any submissions, text us on WhatsApp, scan, and let's see what we can do. Okay, guys, we've been here for almost an hour. Let's see you in the next live. Goodbye.